We do the two constructions we're doing today. I'm just going to review these two that we did before, bisect an angle and bisect a segment, because you need to do these in today's. To bisect a segment, what you do is from each end you open up your compass. It's got to be more than half the distance or else it won't connect. You just make a mark above and below. Come over here, make the same mark, and you get two X's, and then you just connect them. So when you do that, it bisects the segment, but it also makes it perpendicular. So this is called a perpendicular bisector. Then on the angle, to bisect an angle, you just go from the vertex and you make any two arcs through the sides, so they're the same distance away. And then you move out and you make an arc there, and you make an arc there. And then you just connect that to that, and that bisects the angle. Okay? So these two we will be doing in today's construction, so that's why I wanted to go through them with you quick.
I already wrote some.
So we are on construction 4, right?
You could say so.
I say so. You can say that again.
Okay.
That.
You can say so.
I'd say so.
You can say that again.
I'd say so. That.
You can say that again.
I'd say
You can say
so.
that again.
That. I'd say so. You can say that again. Alright. I'd say so.
You can say that again.
Okay, construction 4 is construct the circumcenter of a triangle.
Oh yeah, better when you're in. Construction 4.
When did we do 1, 2, and 3? Yesterday.
Like 2 months ago.
So, you can make any triangle. I made an acute one. You could make a right one if you want. You could make obtuse. Obtuse is the harder one to do, though. But to circumscribe us, or actually, the circumcenter, remember, is the point inside,
Yeah.
which means we'll put a circle around it. I should have wrote that, but that's the same thing, circumcenter. So start off with some sort of a triangle. You need a little bit of room around it, but not a whole lot. And then label the 3 points A, B, C. So these steps are quite a bit shorter to write than the other ones because we've already learned this. So the first step is construct the perpendicular bisector of any side. We don't have to explain how to do it because in construction 2 or whatever we already showed how to construct the perpendicular bisector. The one I just showed you. So you can do it to any side, doesn't matter. This side, or this side. Usually the bottom one is the easiest one to do. So the perpendicular bisector, so you open up your compass, it's got to be more than half of the length of whatever side you're doing. And you make a mark above and below. Keep it the same, move it over here, make the same arc. Now remember, if they don't intersect, that just means you got to make your arcs bigger. So when you draw this in,
These are sharp.
Yeah. They usually are cutting.
we draw it in, you gotta put in there that it's a 90, a perpendicular, and you gotta put that it's bisected like that.
Gotta connect them. Two.
Okay, so again, remember, you just go from one side, make a mark above and below. Keep it the same, go over the other side, make a mark above and below, and then connect that to that.
Obviously.
So, the second step is to do the same thing to another side. Sometimes it helps people to turn your paper so this is on the bottom. Some people it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter which side you do it on. So if I were doing it on side AB, you just make a mark on one side of it and the other. Keep it the same, go to the other end. There and there.
Can you explain right, like what is happening?
And then you gotta connect them. Okay, to make an angle, a perpendicular bisector of any side, first I bisected the bottom. So you gotta open your compass up and you go from one side, you make a mark below it and above it.
How far open do you get?
Well, it doesn't matter, it's gotta be more than half. If it's less than half, they won't intersect.
Okay.
And then you keep it the same, come to the other end and make a mark above and below, and then you connect them. So then when you do the second one, you gotta make it perpendicular and show that it's bisected. So you gotta do the same thing to two different sides.
The same measure of.
It really doesn't matter, because if I do the second side, if I open it up way this big, it intersect out there and out there, you'd get the same line.
Oh, okay.
So once you do one side, you can keep it the same, but you can change it too to do the other side.
And then you connect them.
Then, yep, you connect the two X's. And where those two lines intersect, label it X. We don't need to do the third side because the third one will intersect there. We learned that the perpendicular bisectors intersect at a point. What we just found is the circumcenter. Okay, anyone need help getting those two lines on there? It gets to be a lot of marks on there. It's easier when you have different colors like this, then you can see what's what. But if you're using all pencil, it's kind of hard to keep track. So, third thing is label that intersection X. And then the last thing to do is with vertex X. Remember that means the pointy part of your compass. Put it on X. Open compass to A. Draw a circle. Gesundheit. So you'll be able to see how good you are with the compass. If you're very good, the circle should touch all the vertices. So you put the vertex on A, on X, and you open it up to A. And then you just draw a circle around the triangle. Oof, I'm off a little bit. So I was a little low on that one and a little off on that one.
Holy, my circumcenter was on the line, so that's my thinking.
Anyone get it? So it touches all three exactly?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh, I got it. Oh, I got it. I got it.
Fine. Yeah, let's just say how this does.
I got it. Joey, I'm in. You lying?
No, I'm a tiger.
You lying?
No, I'm not.
You lying?
I'm a tiger.
You're about to fight tiger?
I'm a tiger. Do the challenge of arrival. You want to
I think it's because we're trying to.
Yeah. You do the same thing for that.
What the heck, Joey? You invited me to play tank? Jerky chunk. Joey, why are you inviting me to play tank?
I'm writing you right now, man.
Joey, I would play with you if I could download it.
Download it.
I can't.
So you just
Have the app store.
mark on each side of line.
Wait, how am I opening this though? You just brought me to the app store. It's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, the line's gonna go.
Did you know if I had one to ask him if I can get the app store, I would do
So you're
that?
gonna have your mark later on here, right?
He'd say, sure, just download the section.
Yeah, no, but I did, like most of it now, I can't remember a password.
What's putting for the password?
How does he?
Wait, you have the app store? You have the app store? You said the app store for a while ago. Oh my, you're kidding.
Shut up.
He doesn't have the app store.
I know he doesn't.
Download it on messages.
I can't. Dude, honestly, I was almost having to do this.
Oh, cool. Dang it.
No.
Dude, put in the.
Did everyone get it?
Okay, we're ready to do the last one then?
Just some people get it, I think.
This next one is the harder one of the two. It's just harder to get it to work right. It's not real hard to do, but.
Wait, I'm gonna automatically add apps when they. Wait, when you have apps on the device that work on this iMessage.
These are the basic constructions of architecture. So, what this does is this is the proof. Whoever asked why we gotta do these, this is the proof of why the circumcenter is equidistant from all three vertices, because you can draw a circle around it. Each one of these lines is a radius. So the next one we do then is inscribe a circle
Dang it, car.
in a triangle.
I wish I could buy.
Construction 5.
4.5.
So again, you need to start off with any kind of triangle you want. An acute is the easiest one to work with. And you don't want it too small, because then it's hard to operate the compass.
Oh, what the heck?
So this one, all the work is done inside the triangle. That's why you don't want it too small.
Oh,
That's gross. Describe this.
So the first step is to bisect any angle, whichever one you want to bisect. So again, that was construction 2 or 3, whichever one we did. So to bisect an angle, you open up your compass however far you want it, go to what angle you want to bisect, you make a mark on each side like that. So you find 2 points the same distance from it. And then you just slide out to those points and make an arc there, keep it the same, slide down, and there. And that's what you connect, and that will bisect the angle.
The same thing.
What is,
Yeah.
dang.
So then you got to show that this equals that. So yeah, again, you just take your compass, make an arc there and there, and then slide out to each mark, make a mark there and there. So it's there and there like that, and then you make
oh,
one
that's
there,
your screenshot of
make
that
one
one
there.
Good.
Wow.
I don't know, you're doing this thing though. It's the stupidest thing.
Oh, he got you.
So your second step is, like on the other construction, bisect any other angle. Do the same thing to one of the other angles. I'll do it on C. So again, you got to keep track of your marks though. Like I have one here already. You got to, maybe you want to erase it so it doesn't mess you up. But you make an arc on either side. So I'm pretty close to it there, so I got to remember which is which. And then you slide up there and make a mark there and there. So then you got to put 2 arcs in there to show that that's bisected. So we don't need to do the third one, although if we did, if we connected here to B, that would bisect that angle.
Yeah.
So we're going to label that intersection X. So what we just found here is the in-center. The other one was the circumcenter. Oops. Oh boy, I kind of skipped I skipped a
Step.
no, a construction. This next step we got to do is a construction I should have did before. So you'll have to just follow along when we do this next step. This was a construction that I should have did.
A long time here.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Ooh, they shot you down a long time.
Okay, now, this would be close but not exact. You could use this as the center and draw a circle around here, but we don't have any point to open it up to. You always need 2 points, you know, we'd put the pointy part here, but then where do you open it up to exactly? We could guess, but we couldn't be exact. When we learn this in the lesson, the angle bisectors find a point that's equidistant from each side, remember?
Yeah.
And when you measure, it's gotta be at a 90. So what we gotta do is draw 90 from this point to this line. So, the fourth step is draw a perpendicular from X to, we'll do the bottom side, AC. You could do it to any side. So, since I forgot to do this construction, well, I'll go slow, you'll have to follow along how to do this. Does anyone need their compasses tightened with a screwdriver?
No.
Because if it's loose, it's kind of hard to do.
Mine is tight.
Mine's pretty,
Look at that, Mason. Look at that. Mason.
she's birthed for like 13 days.
Unlike.
What?
Almost kind of baby.
It's so, oh, this is the opposite of great. You're getting mad because your mom's what?
I'm not put my whole leg in.
Ew. Oh. You're nasty, dude.
No, what's the opposite, right? I don't know. It's a little tight. Burn.
I'm just stating facts and Oh.
It's alright, you don't have to. I'm allowed to stick there.
Right on the button.
Okay. All right. So when we do this now, everyone ready? From this point that we found, the in center, you're going to put the point on there, and you got to make a couple of arcs that hit AC.
Oh.
So this one, you do got to open up your compass to the right. You don't want it way out here because then you won't intersect it. So you got to come like right there, and then slide over so it intersects over here. So you have 2 points that it intersects on.
Careful.
So everyone got those 2 marks?
Yeah,
So we can move on to the next.
Oh, I missed it.
you kidding me?
Okay, now you don't have to do this, but to make it easier, open your compass up just a little more for this next step. Just a little, it doesn't need to be much. From these 2 marks now, we make arcs down here. You're gonna end up connecting them. So from this mark I got here, make an arc below. Keep it the same, slide over here, and make the arc. Okay, everyone got that?
Yeah.
So from here you make 2 arcs, and then from this side you make an arc, and this side an arc. So you get an intersection there, and then you connect those 2 points. And what happens is it forms a perpendicular. Okay? So what we got to do is label that intersection there of AC. So when we draw the perpendicular from X to AC, label the intersection Y.
Oh my. Oh.
Okay? So we label where that line crosses Y. So now we're to our last step. With vertex X, open compass to Y, draw a circle. This one, there's been very few in all the years we've done this where people have gotten it to touch every single side, because this is a hard one to get exact. So let's see if anyone can, I don't know if I've ever gotten it to touch using this big thing. So you just open it up from here to that point we found, and draw a circle. Geez, mine's fairly close. Oops, I got off. So mine wasn't too bad. It's not uncommon to get, you know, quite a bit outside of the circle or quite a bit inside.
Yeah. So what do you
You mad, Joey?
Did anyone get it to touch exactly all three?
pretty much?
I was pretty close.
Yeah, I did. Mine was.
Joey, mad?
That is pretty good. That's usually what happens.
Lisa, let me play pool in your
Okay, so what we learned here, this proves that from the in-center to the sides, if we drew another perpendicular bisector there and another one there, they would all be the same distance.
Yeah.
So this construction proves that the in-center is equidistant from all three sides. Okay, that is